everybody, it's Sandra Katanik from Everyday Cooking. Everyone who knows me knows that I'm all about fast and easy, however simple cooking. So today we're going to do a pumpkin pasta. This is a perfect dish for when you come home from work and you want to have a meal ready within 30 minutes or less. It's also great because it's delicious and tasty. It's actually quite a nice dish to serve when you have company as well, but fast. So first of all, what we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with onions, and onions are your flavor base. I can't cook anything without onions, so we're just going to simply chop 2 onions. I already have 1 in the pan, and what we're going to do with these onions is we're going to caramelize them. We're going to make them nice and golden, and golden is flavor. So let's put these in. Okay, and I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I'm just eyeballing it, but if you want to measure, you can. And oil also gives flavor as well, so I'm just going to turn on my stove here, and we're going to chop this in roughly, but quite small. You don't want huge chunks of onion in your pasta. You want to make everything small and uniform. Okay, and there goes the second onion. It may look like a lot of onions, but it's actually not, because as these caramelize, 2 big onions reduces to roughly about half a cup, and you'll see how much reduction we actually get. So as this is cooking, we'll let that caramelize. I'm going to chop some parsley, and with the pumpkin, what I'm going to do today is I have here pumpkin puree. If you're going to use pumpkin, you can use pumpkin directly out of a can. If you don't have time, it's okay, but please make sure you get the kind that's plain. You don't want the one that's the pumpkin pie flavor with all of the different spices. So that's what I have here. If you have pumpkins when they're in season for pie making, you can definitely roast pumpkin, and I'm going to have that link in my below at the end of this video, and I have a demonstration on how you can roast your own butternut squash. Okay, so as we're caramelizing, sometimes people will ask me, why is it sticking on the bottom? And it's just flavor bits sticking on the bottom, and what you want to do is just deglaze a little bit. Deglazing is basically using any liquid. With this, I'm just going to use a little bit of water. So with your cup of water, just going to add just a bit, and as that sizzles, scrape all those tasty bits off the bottom. So once the onions have been cooking for about 10 minutes, they're nice and golden brown, I'm going to add in the pumpkin. So let's add all of that pumpkin in. Okay, stir that around. And it's going to start to really be thick and bubble, and this is where you want to start to add your liquid in. So just saute everything really well, incorporate all the onion, and scrape everything off the bottom. And we're going to add our milk and cream. So the first thing I'm going to add is about a cup of milk. This will loosen the pumpkin. There we go. And give it that nice saucy texture. We're going to add about a half a cup of cream, and that's going to give the pumpkin the richness. There we go. And that silkiness. Okay, we're going to turn this down to a really low bubble. A very, very slow simmer, because we don't want it to burn, but we do want to cook out the pumpkin. Okay. So let's just give this a cover, and in the meantime, I'm going to prepare the parsley. So what we want to do with the parsley, we're just going to take the parsley off the leaves, and we're going to do a nice little rough chop. Okay, you want to use fresh parsley for this. Sometimes you can substitute dry herbs, but parsley is just one of those things that you can't substitute. It gives it a delicious freshness, and dry parsley is just not the same. So we're going to put this off to the side, and we want to also season this. Let me give it a quick stir. So what I'm gonna add is about a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to check for flavor later on. I'm going to add a little bit of more seasoning later. Okay. We're going to add our fresh parsley. And we're going to cook that out. And we're going to add, at the very end, we're going to add 1 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese that's been grated finely. And we're just going to let this come together, cook out for a few minutes, and our sauce is done. And this sauce is done by the time your pasta boils. The sauce is complete, and then we're going to put them all together. Now that our sauce is all done, we're going to take our cooked pasta, put it in the sauce, stir this all together, and we're going to put it in a nice serving bowl and serve. All right, so now we have all of our pasta in the serving bowl. This is delicious and creamy and rich, and I'm just gonna finish it off with a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese on top. You can also put this on the individual plates. And we're done. And a little bit for color of fresh parsley on the top. Let's dig in and try this. I love this pasta. It's creamy, it's delicious, it tastes very gourmet. The cheese is like just seasons everything and balances everything perfectly. Fast and easy, but definitely you can make an impression if you have any company. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thank you.